Late nights, early mornings, he stays on the grind. Looking past the rate sheet for the value you'll find. He listens, he hustles, he speaks with intent. Every signature.
Hey, good morning and happy Saturday. Man, you got to stick around for the fun with puns segment to check out that pun that was part of our intro. Well, you know what? Mortgage rates, well, they've fallen below 6%, the lowest we've seen in 4 years. But here's the twist. Buyers aren't flooding the market yet. Why not? Well, today we're going to talk about why rates are falling. We're going to discuss the Case-Shiller and prices that put that into perspective, pre-COVID, post-COVID, as well as why is Houston behaving differently and what home buyers should be doing right now to prepare for the spring buying season. All this and more news you can use for week ending February 26, 2026. I said 2024 last week, 2026. I'm your host, Mortgage Mac. That's first name Mortgage, last name Mac. And you know what? We know that we bring value to our relationships to build better relationships with real estate agents and with buyers to help everyone win, along with everyone's favorite co-host, ChatGPT Soul 5.2, never late, never cancels, always on time, unlike real estate agents. All the time. News you can use. And so let's transition to talking point number one. Today's talking point number one, rates in the high fives, and why aren't we seeing buyers move yet? Well, according to Freddie Mac's primary mortgage market survey, the average 30-year fix fell to 5.98. Mortgage News Daily shows rates at 5.99. Either way, we're officially under 6. Hallelujah. The lowest rate range we've seen in 3 to 4 years. So if rates are falling, why hasn't transaction volume exploded? Well, 2 reasons. First, seasonally, spring buying momentum nationally doesn't really build until March through May. Second, behavior lags the rates, right? It takes time to prepare to make the decision to, honey, we're going to buy a home. And versus, say, refinances, which the reaction can be almost immediate, right? And, purchases just take time. And so now let's bring that home to Houston, specifically to the Woodlands, Katy, Sugarland. ChatGPT, can you give us this perspective on the Houston metropolitan statistical area, please?
Absolutely. In Houston, the Woodlands, Sugarland, we typically trail national rate reactions by a month or two. What we're seeing locally is refi inquiries ticking up first. Showing activity is just starting to warm up, and inventory here is healthier than many coastal markets. If rates stay in the fives through spring, Houston's buying season will likely follow.
Definitely. I've seen an enormous pickup in refinance inquiries. Most of my day today is going to be spent doing refinance analysis. If you're thinking about refinancing and watching, we believe that we have the most objective way to help potential borrowers review that data, make qualified objective decisions as to whether or not it makes sense to refinance your current mortgage based upon your long and short-term financial goals. And so with that said, we're going to move on to talking point number 2. And 1.3% growth. The bigger picture, though, 6-year story here. In 2025, the Case-Shiller National Home Price Index only rose 1.3%. Sounds pretty boring until we zoom out from 2019 through to the end of 2025. Home prices have risen 55%. That's a compounded annual growth of 7.6%. The Case-Shiller Index is a national measure of home price trends. Now we're going to look to Soul to give us a Houston perspective on the current price index in the Houston metropolitan area.
In the Houston metro, we've seen more measured growth. While nationally it was 55% over 6 years, Houston's cumulative appreciation is closer to around 40%. Still strong, but steadier. Heuston tends to avoid extreme price swings, which can be a long-term advantage for stable equity growth.
So would you consider 1.3 actually a healthy increase?
Absolutely. Modest growth like 1.3% often reflects a stable market. Less boom, less bust. It's sustainable, and for buyers, that's often a good sign of long term confidence.
Yeah, real estate is not cryptocurrency. It's slow and steady outside of the events that we saw connected to COVID and the quick rise in prices during that time frame. Now, for a commercial break from everybody's favorite mortgage company, Rate, along with the best mortgage rate application, mobile application on the planet.
Looking to purchase a new home? The Rate app from Guaranteed Rate has got you covered. Once you've downloaded the Rate app, click to log in and create your password. This will take you to the intro page. Click the gray Same Day or Home Loans tile, and then click the red Apply Now button. Then click Start a New Loan. Begin by telling us where you are in the home buying process. Typically, for a pre-approval, you will click What Can I Afford? From there, the Rate app will load a series of simple questions. Answer each one the best you can as you move along. Once you've completed the application, your loan officer will receive a notification so they can review your information and set up your personalized checklist. The Rate app even allows you to upload documents right from your phone. It's just that easy. And if you do get stuck or have any questions, just give us a call. We'll be sure to get your questions answered so we can get you one step closer to owning the home of your dreams. The Rate app from Guaranteed Rate, simplifying life's biggest purchase.
Hey, thank you, Rate. And hey, if you don't have the Rate app on your mobile phone, go to www.mortgagemac.com, click on the QR code, download the best digital mortgage mobile application on the planet. Nothing even comes close. The amount of value to potential buyers, to real estate agents, not just in the buying or refinancing process, but life in general. And with that said, we're going to move on to talking point number 3. Wow. Okay. So Case-Shiller, right? We hadn't had enough of prices, and prices are peaking again. While 2025, as we mentioned, the growth rate was 1.3. Thus far in 2026, it annualized to over the growth rate month over month has been 0.4, 0.5, but which annualizes to over 5%. So what's changed? I would say lower mortgage rates. So ChatGPT Soul, could you give us a Houston angle with respect to the Houston market, please?
In the Houston market, we're seeing a similar reacceleration. Prices have picked up in the last few months, though still more moderately than some national hotspots. Lower rates are nudging buyers off the sidelines. So if rates hold, expect Houston's spring market to heat up without boiling over.
So is this maybe the start of another acceleration cycle? What are your thoughts on that?
It could be the early stage of one, but Houston tends to grow in steadier cycles. If rates remain stable and inventory stays balanced, we'll likely see healthy growth, but not a runaway market.
That's right. That's right. If you're thinking about buying a home this spring, connect with us. Let's get you prepared. Let's get you pre-approved. And hey, even if you're self-employed with a great credit score, lots of money, all the more reason to get pre-approved, get your documents in order. I can tell you that it just makes the process so much simpler with pre-approval and having your financial documents in order. And speaking of preparation, why a homebuyer education is a strategic advantage. If you're thinking about buying a home in Houston, Sugarland, or the Woodlands, well, exciting, absolutely. Overwhelming, yes. And before you start touring homes, one move that will really help you create a leverage and advantage for you is to take a homebuyer education course. Number one, it helps you understand the mortgage process without the headaches associated with that during the actual mortgage process. It actually prepares you financially before you fall in love with a home that maybe might be just a little above our head with regards to payment and budgets. And it'll help budget for down payment and closing costs. It'll teach you to understand your monthly payment and how it is derived, and if necessary, improve your credit score. And it also unlocks down payment assistance. Many buyers don't realize they may qualify for Texas State Affordable Housing Corporation, mortgage credit certificates, and other down payment assistance available in the marketplace, but they all require home buyer education. Most courses are free. Some are required for assistance programs, but hey, It's not just education, it is leverage for you in the marketplace because knowledge changes how you negotiate. Confident buyers make cleaner offers and clean offers win. Buying a home shouldn't feel like a gamble. It should feel like a plan. And if you're buying Houston, Sugar Land, the Woodlands, let's map out your strategy before you start shopping. And with that said, the market rewards preparation. Too many buyers start with emotion and try to strategize later. And we believe in planning now so that the plan that we make now is the outcome that we get at the end. So moving on to this week's Stoic quote. And hey, you know what? It's always good to step back from the noise, the chaos, and the madness connected to the world today. And today's Stoic quote is, ambition means tying your well-being to what others say or do, versus sanity, which tying it to your own actions. So do you want to pop in here and give us some wise perspective on this particular Stoic quote?
Absolutely. This quote reminds us that in real estate and in life, we can't control external noise, but we can control how prepared we are, how we act, and how we respond. In a shifting market, buyers who focus on their own strategy rather than the noise end up making the best moves.
Yeah, I agree. You know, I can't say enough about how critical it is for buyers to sort of shed that traditional way of viewing the mortgage process. Find somebody you like and trust, and that is trustworthy. Use social media to validate that. We have nearly almost working on 200 5-star reviews from real clients who've had experience with us. And we take an objective view of the financial numbers. We're not so much engaged in the emotional side of the process. We believe our responsibility is to give clear, objective information with regards to payment, down payment, cash to close, taxes, everything that you need to become a successful home owner. So if you're thinking about buying, contact me, Mortgage Mac. You can go to our digital address at #MortgageMac. Check out our nearly 200 5-star reviews, and we believe that you'll agree that we're the right choice for you and your family in this endeavor. So for a little fun, because the brain is just about had enough after a long week of numbers and data and charts. And so we're going to start out with pun number one. And hey, we would ask if you're on TikTok, go to at Mortgage Mac on TikTok. Go follow our TikTok channel. We don't take ourselves that seriously. And we do funny puns on our TikTok channel to try to bring some humor into what is a world that seems to be lacking just some real non-consequential humor at someone else's expense and wisdom. So first one is the stupidest fish a... Let's bring this out here. One moment. Here we go.
Come on, grab your tackle box and a couple of
I'm
poles,
ready for
fill
the
up the
punchline when you are.
cooler.
Let's bring on that lighthearted fun and wrap it up with some smiles.
This is the wrong one. If you can think of a good fish pun, let me know. Let's bring in some more here. So we have some more videos to show you.
I love it. I'm here to bounce off more puns or just keep the fun rolling.
I kind of like this one. Are you Wi-Fi? Because I'm sensing a connection. That was for my wife. So, yes, I'm Wi-Fi for my wife.
That's a sweet one. And see, a little humor goes a long way, even into your home network. Keep that charm.
Let's see. Here we go with our dumb bags.
I'm sure that'll get a chuckle. Keep that playful energy rolling. Your audience will appreciate the lighter touch as you close out the show.
That's right. Let's play this one again. I really like it.
When you enjoy it, the audience feels it.
It's the stupidest fish. It's
Well, it might be. But that dumb bass certainly gave us a smart laugh. A great way to wrap things up with a smile.
In suntan competitions, winners always get the so.
They always get the bronze. A little punny wordplay and a perfect lighthearted way to keep everyone engaged.
Okay, one
Nice.
more. What makes you vomit sausage?
Time bracing myself. What does it?
Spoiled brats.
That's both funny and a little gross. But hey, it's memorable. A great note to leave everyone smiling as you wrap up.
My favorite pun, bad puns. That's how I roll. Moving on to today's closeout. Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of What's Up with Real Estate. Thanks to our sponsor, Rate, List Reports. Please subscribe, follow, share this episode. And if you want a plan, not a bitch, book some time with yours truly, Mortgage Mac. And remember, knowledge is the key to making the best decisions for you and your clients. Join us every Saturday, 10 a.m., LinkedIn, Facebook. And until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and I'll see you at closing. Say bye, soul.
Goodbye, everyone. It's been a pleasure co-hosting. Stay sharp, stay ready, and we'll catch you next time. Hopefully with more buns.